If you have a teenage daughter or a teenage son, or if your child is approaching adolescent stage, your greatest desire for them is that they should listen to you. Because you are, number one, you're not going to lie for them. Number two, you are going to talk to them out of experience. Now, it will be your greatest desire for them to listen to you, so that they do not make the mistakes that you probably made when you are a teen. Maybe you didn't have someone to talk to you. Now, it is always your greatest desire for them to listen to you. In that note, it might push you to be too strict to them. You might find yourself being too harsh and being too controlling. And let me tell you, that one will not help you. Now, what are you supposed to do when you want to be close to your adolescent child? What are some of the things that you as a parent should do to ensure that your child is behaving properly, is doing the right thing as an adolescent, without hindering the relationship between you two? Because your relationship with them is very, very important. Now, here are some of the things that you can consider for them to be closer to you, or for them to listen to you. Remember, every stage in a child's life, starting from when they are conceived, affects their life from their entire life. Now, all these things that I'm going to tell you, remember, if maybe you did not start early, you can still rectify, yes, but all of these, start early. Start doing these things early enough when they are still young, so that you are able to build a proper relationship with them. Number one, according to me, you should make sure that there is a stable, loving, and a stable, loving home environment. Why should you do this? This one will make sure that your child is not taken advantage of by the people who might take advantage of them. Like, the people will find out, when they find out that maybe you're not providing a stable environment, maybe your home, you're always fighting, a child might look for solace in someone else. They might not find that home friendly enough. Now, as we've said, you should provide a stable, safe, and loving home environment to keep the predators away. Make sure you're the only person make sure before your child gets love from somebody else, they get love from you, so that nobody can take advantage of them. If they are providing love outside there, they know there is love at home. If they want peace, there is peace at home. Before they find peace somewhere else, there is peace at home. Number two, make sure your conversation, anytime you are talking to your child, make sure you make it a child-centered. Make sure it's child-centered. Make sure they are doing much of the talking and you're doing more of listening, so that you can get you can easily make a way of rectifying where they're wrong, building their confidence, or finding the mistakes that they are making. Make sure your conversation is child-friendly. You should create an atmosphere where they are free to talk to you, of course, with the limits. The next one, another one, you should create an atmosphere where there is trust, honesty, and respect. When your child trusts you with something, if they do not want you to share with them, with somebody else, or if they don't want you to share it out with other people, please keep their secret. You are the parent. You can find other ways to solve their problem. But if they want it to be a secret, or maybe they're in danger, they're telling, trust. In short, when your child trusts you with something, make sure you keep that trust. Don't break their trust. Don't go about sharing your child's secret everywhere. When they trust you, You should make sure you do not break the trust. And also make sure you respect your child. Respect is a two-way traffic. You cannot expect your child to respect you when you yourself, you do not respect your child. Respect, I know they are young, but they deserve respect. That's just the same way you need respect as a parent. Your child needs respect too. And they should be, another thing, make sure you provide the basic things for your child. If the child is a girl, make sure you are providing the sanitary pads. If they've already started their menses, you're providing those little things they need, so that they do not go seeking them from other people who will in turn take advantage of them. Make sure you provide the basic necessities for your child. Do not allow your child to go look for those things from somebody else, because you know what will come out next. In a friendly way, teach your child the importance of thinking before acting. They should always think before acting. When their friends are telling them something, or when someone is telling them something, teach them to take a moment and think before they act. Or maybe when they're upset. You know, this is a very delicate stage. Most of the children mess up seriously. Some of them run away from home. Some do what? They do so many nasty things that I do not want to mention. So, teach them. Encourage them. Actually, this one should start from a very, very young age. And whenever you're teaching them, you should be very, very gentle. Teach them how to think before acting. And as you teach that, make sure you mention the consequences. You can even give examples you can give them example with the things around. Nowadays, you cannot miss example of anything. So teach them how to accept, to think before act. And another one, you should allow age appropriate independence and assertiveness. To some extent, your child should be independent in a way. Do not decide for them everything. Don't be the one who is deciding. That is why earlier I said that one of the most important points that I've mentioned is that you're supposed to allow open communication. Maybe during dinner time, give them time to talk. You know, the best way that you can get a secret from somebody is when they are talking. When you allow someone to talk, you will know so many things. You might be talking about something else, and in that conversation, you get to know about something else that you really wanted to know. Now, allow for open communication. That one I've already mentioned. Now, as I've said, now allow some independence in your child, appropriately. I mean, with assertiveness. Sawa. And then you should also teach your child the importance of accepting limits. The importance of accepting limits. Mommy, when you talk to someone so lovingly, so nicely, they will know when you mean well for them. Now, it will be very easy for them to accept the limit when you teach them. Tell them that it is very important for them to have limits. Yes, if you have a daughter or a son, tell them, yes, you have this kind of friend, but make sure you do not cross this line, because it is for your own good. Tell them to accept the importance of, let them to have limits. I mean, limits with whatever they do, whether in school or at home, anywhere. Limits, they should always have the limit. Sorry. And this is the age that, I know this one should start a bit earlier, but this is the age where you're supposed to teach your child to be responsible, how to take care of their things, how to take care of their panties or their undergarments. I mean, how to wash them, how to put, just taking care of them, cleaning their room, arranging their room. Teach them to be organized. I know at this age they are very tough-headed, if I can say that. and they're very difficult to deal with. Now learn to teach your child how to take care of them, of their things, of keeping their things safe, of being organized. It's also helps their mental health. You see, being in a place where it's organized help, yeah. Also mental health. As they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Make sure they are taught how to take care of their things. And before I forget, all these things that I've said, make sure you persist and you do not give up. Don't just try it one time and you've given up. Maybe you talk to them, they did not listen. Again, you talk to them. Make sure you do it consistently. Be persistent in teaching them. You will teach them and they will fall again. Just like you, there are things that you want to do. You really want to do, but you cannot do them maybe because of one reason or the other. The same way, kids also make mistakes. Now, you're supposed to be persistent. When they make mistakes, give them room for change. Help them up. This is the age that unapata most of the girls, they get pregnant. And when they get pregnant, the parents very harsh. I'm not saying that children should get pregnant at this age, but you never know what happened. Maybe it was your mistake in a way. And then when they do this kind of things, you've already sent them away. Go back, go to that person who made you pregnant. Stop. Wacha kuongeza poverty kwa society. When you send your child away, whenever they make a mistake, correct them and embrace them back. Correct that mistake and then bring them back. You have to be persistent. As if why should you behave like that as if you've never made any mistake or as if you've never fallen? Everybody falls and then they get back. But if someone falls and you leave them down or you criticize them when they're down, they might stay down forever. When they make mistake, please embrace them and bring them back. If maybe you're a teenage or you are young, maybe got pregnant or maybe they had the S word with somebody, you don't know what happened. If they confide in you or if you find out, make sure you embrace them back and tell them, don't do that again. When you talk to them nicely, of course, if you're not supposed to allow it to repeat all the time, but correct them with love, and then they will stop. There are so many people who made mistakes. For example, that part of getting pregnant, they got pregnant, or maybe they made someone else pregnant, and then they were embraced back. They were taken back to school, and they finished schooling. But now, because someone made mistake, you want to send them away. I'm not going to pay your school fees again. Then kidogo atakuwa ameenda messing up even more and more and more. No, embrace them back. Whenever they make mistake, correct them and embrace them and bring them back to you. You are the safest person that the Lord trusted your child with. The same way you make mistake every day and you'll want someone to forgive you each and every time, that is the same way your child makes mistake. Now, these are some of the things. And before I forget, never forget to show your child love. The greatest gift that you can give to your child, whether you are poor or rich, this one you don't buy it. Show your child love, be understanding, and then make sure that in your head, in your heart, know that children are not the same. They are not the same. There's a child menyako, very perfect, very organized, and then there's this one who is always very slow and sluggish. All of them are your children. Do not compare them. Do not compare them. I always say that children are like pregnancies. You are the same person, maybe you conceived this one. It's very, very different experiences. Now, do not compare your child and always show love. Always show love. Show them love. Be a good parent. Make sure you understand that you are the best person that can correct your child. And do not correct your child at this age. The age of your child, do not correct them in public. make sure the people that are around them, whenever you want to correct your child, call them inside, talk to them. Even that, it is always privacy. When someone corrects you in privacy, it is so sweet than when someone shouts at you. It makes you lose respect even among your peers. I know there are more